Many people can benefit from a college education. I believe that prisoners are one part of society that could benefit the most. By providing prisoners with a college education, we're going to make sure that they are financially okay when they enter part of our society. By financially, meaning they could have a job that could apply to pay their minimum needs, an apartment, food, clothing for their families. This is very important. It is going to be part of the person to become more effective in society. By you providing employment and education, you are empowering that person to become more skilled. By you having a skilled person, their behavior and the way they act with others, it is going to be very critical. I would like to share a quote from Clemens. Criminal behavior that's understand is as an illness, the cause of which can be diagnosed. Hence, education is a form of treatment. Just like he mentioned here, by you providing education, you are treating the illness. And one way to do this is through therapy. Through therapy, you could let the inmate find a voice. By finding a voice, they're going to handle their low self-esteem. They're going to be encouraged enough to provide to the local communities. Their morale is going to be up. They're going to be engaged. This is all provided by an education. This is one of the advantages of education. When you don't provide education to these inmates, you are actually taking that gift from that person, and it can only be dissolving the personality. Applying the categorical imperative should enable us to decide whether or not an act is moral, permissible. These are the words that Mr. Kent shared, and we should take that into our heart. We should provide knowledge to others. Effective education should be available to everyone. Everyone should get the same equal treatment. Why are we missing education in the jails? How aggressive is the system? I personally believe that we could always do better. Based on the Law Enforcement Act of 1994, that deprive inmates from an education and remove the financial assistance in the jail system. This was a very bad act that lowered the opportunity for the inmates to succeed. Like Mr. David said, support for education programs within correction settings has waxed and waned over time as the nation's philosophy of punishment has shifted from rehabilitation to crime control and then back again. We've been fighting this system for many, many years, and we need to make it better. How can we make it better? We have to monitor the programs that are currently working. We have to review what is working in which facilities. We have to stop treating the jail system as a warehouse to provide employment for inmates that are currently not making enough money when they're coming out of jails. We need to provide this opportunity of education that is going to only be a positive advantage for all rehabilitation programs. I also believe that another advantage that we could take for the inmates is drug abuse. Drug abuse, when handled properly, it reduces criminal activities, it reduces inmates' misconduct, it increases society norms, and it also improves health. As the Federal Bureau of Prison mentioned, collective, these outcomes represent enormous safety and economic benefits to the public. When we provide these programs to inmates, we could only agree that it's going to benefit our local communities. Education versus prison costs. If we focus on how much we spend on education from childhood to adulthood, and if money is allocated properly, we're looking at thousands of dollars spent on a child to properly get from childhood to acquire a high school diploma, versus when you have your inmates in jail for over a period of 2 to 3 years, you are looking at $40,000 to $50,000 spending. If this money was allocated properly from the beginning of that childhood, we would not be number one in the world in allocating inmates to prison. Instead of being the leaders in prisoners, we should be the winners in graduates. We need to make a change. And the main thing that we need to change are going to be basically by targeting our audience. Like I mentioned before, we need to invest in what programs are working, monitor quality, monitor the program type, also view from other agencies how we could improve effectiveness on delivering a very well package. Many inmates work behind bars. They are provided assistance from local corporations. They are provided protection, safety. When they participate in these programs, they are actually get reduced to a lower sentence. As one of the inmates said, Cliff Wings, when you have a job, it makes you feel good about yourself again. Well, I believe that by providing a very well-known education, all inmates should be provided into a transition to get a good job. Well, what can we do for them? There are currently programs in the United States that help inmates when they finish their education to transition properly into their local communities. This is going to require innovation, resources, time, creativity, service, professional, and progress from the local communities and the local agencies. By monitoring inmates transition properly, we could only have success that it was acquired from the correction office, sheriff's office in Virginia. When you send an inmate that just finished their time out into the street with $40, one set of clothing, there is not going to be much success on that particular person. I believe that that person is going to be a repeat offender. I mean, think about it. I would challenge anybody to go out with one set of clothes into the street with $40. This is currently happening in the LA correctional facilities. They go out in the street and this is what they're provided with when they get out. I don't believe that anybody will succeed with this system in place. I hope that we could all make a change by joining local law enforcement agencies and assist them with innovation and help those inmates make a better life so they could assist our local communities and our local government. Thank you very much, Carlos Reyes.